one of the theologians that was a pretty significant part of my own studying of theology for the priesthood. Karl Rahner, Jesuit, once said in his writings that the Christian of the future will be a mystic or not be. Now, we might think, well, the mystics are kind of a small bunch. Not too many feel that that would describe them, maybe some of those who are kind of hidden away in the monasteries. But really, it's a call for all of us, and maybe we just need to redefine the term, and I think that our gospel today helps us to see that that's a call for all of us, and it might be described as those who build their house on rock, and that know Jesus. So that's the mystic part of it, and maybe that's where the specialists help us, is to say that their lives completely and totally focused on Jesus Christ, invite us to see how in our own circumstances and settings, that same thing is our calling as well. Not that we're all going to join a monastery or the friary, but that we're going to find that invitation to us to know Jesus and him to know us has some particular characteristics. And that's not being surprised that there is a temptation sometimes to live at a surface level, to know the right words or even know the right things to think, and yet not have taken it or being brought to that deeper personal relationship with Jesus, which I sense is that deeper relationship that Father Karl Rahner was saying, that's what's going to take, because no longer in our society is there as much support in the family. No longer is it even built in the runnings of our cities. Our world is less willing sometimes to support us in that living out our faith, and that's why we have to have both that personal relationship with Jesus, to know him, and also to be able to act it out, because that's the qualifications there of entering the kingdom. It's just not just welcoming it, not just having it, but to live it. And that's something that we had earlier this week, the birthday of John the Baptist, and also I call to mind the birthday of Jesus, and that's an invitation to us to not only be those who know these truths, but begin to take them and enflesh them. That's the incarnation. That's one of the teachings of our church. And that's why it's so important, not that we would ever be perfect, but that we can make different choices. Maybe sometimes we see it in the contrast by our having made bad choices in the past, but to see that there is a difference now in our being related to Jesus, and this invitation to us to really live that out in a way that's honest, not somehow tooting our own horn or puffing ourselves up, but to say that somehow our lives are invited into this very movement of Jesus and self-gift, that he's asked us to make choices and to live it out in a way that really can be described of building our house on rock. That's solid foundation, and we can trust that, even though sometimes we might doubt or sometimes be unclear. If we can continue to take the Word of God as we have done so today and begin to see how it's shaping us, our attitudes, our choices, our behaviors, we know Jesus then, and he knows us. And then we can move forward with that confidence that we don't have to worry that somehow we're going to get to heaven, he's not going to know us. No, because we know him. He knows us now, and he knows our weaknesses. He's like us in all things but sin. So he knows us and wants to invite us, I sense, to this very deep relationship with him. Friendship, sometimes he calls it. He doesn't want us to call us servants, he says. He wants to call us friends. So that friendship, which I sense is getting to what Father Karl Rahner was saying, this mysticism, friendship with Jesus, is our invitation. There's a story that St. Anthony the Abbot, not St. Anthony of Padua, but asked a wise member of the monastic community, I guess, that he was connected with, to show him his equal. He was a deep man of prayer and lived out this commitment to Jesus, and we call him a mystic. And this revelation was that the person that equaled him was the town banker. Whoa, we thought maybe he would also have been in a monastery. No, he lived a life in the world, and it's possible. So St. Anthony is teaching us, I sense, that might mean you and I, kind of the normal folks, working our way through, trying our best to be faithful to Jesus and continue with his grace to build our house on the rock of his love.